Hey guys, what's going on? Shaw here. Really quick, I just wanted to make a video talking about my gear wishlist for 10.2. This is something I've been doing for a few seasons now, and a lot of you seem to enjoy it. I'm not sure how many people actually use it, but it's a nice little tool that I like to use because I'm a insane freak, and I spend all my time thinking about a video game when I should be, trying to find a girlfriend. But anyways, I want to walk through this sheet with you guys, quickly explain it, and talk about how you can utilize this for yourself. So basically, I have created tabs for each of the 6 tanks. I normally try to play all of them each season, as well as some other classes, but this is for you guys to use. So I have all 6 tanks here, and I basically have every single slot filled out with what gear you're going to be aiming for and the stat weights that it has. Now, what's nice about this sheet is it tells you the stat weights you should be aiming for, so even if you don't follow this list exactly, you still know kind of the target realm to hit. Now, the thing about these stat weights here is, by this point in the season and the expansion, we are easily hitting these targets, if not hitting diminishing returns, and starting to go into maybe our 3rd and 4th stat weight. So take this with a grain of salt. There is going to be some shifting in gear. As we gain the next 40 item levels, this is going to be a pretty big jump. For those who aren't aware, Mythic rating in 10.1 will be the equivalent item level of LFR next season, which normally it's Mythic to normal. We're going to see a much higher item level than what we're used to from season to season. So that being said, take this with a grain of salt. I also tried to discount crafted gear or any kind of like really rare or like niche item from this list because I wanted to make it generalized. So for example, you're not going to really see crafted gear in here, though you're going to be able to craft upwards of 5, if not more pieces if you wanted more ideal stats. So I'm not really counting crafted gear outside of necklace, and I think bracers for like the Vengeance Demon Hunter, for example. So let's just take a look here. So as we look at the sheet, you can see the 4 tier pieces you're probably going to aim for, as well as the pants as well. So it's the item, where it comes from, and the 2 stats on it, with the first stat being the higher stat. So there's more hasted than verse on this piece. What's also nice is this acts as a checklist. So if you've obtained it, you can click this. And if it's max item level, then you can click this as well. So as you start to kind of fill this out, you're going to notice that there's a little checkbox down here that tells you how completed you are in terms of, do I have all of the items that I want, and do I have them all at max item level? So you can fill this out and check and uncheck as you see fit. And I also have enchantments in here. So waking stats, fierce armor kits. From my understanding, there isn't another armor kit that's being introduced this next patch, but again, if I'm wrong or there's anything I do need to add, let me know. The way that you'll edit this sheet is by downloading it yourself or copying it over to Google Drive. You won't be able to actually edit this, though you can view it. You can actually see a couple of people are in here already since I posted this to Twitter. Now, let's say you wanted to edit the sheet and you wanted to maybe search for a piece that has high haste, low verse on it or something in a different slot. There is a master list, which is basically this is allowing me to conditionally format the other sheets. So you would come into here. I have plate gear at the top. It's kind of organized weird. I've been working on this over the last like couple weeks or so because Blizzard has been adding and taking away pieces from the loot table. So I didn't want to make it public until we were in a candidate build. But yeah, it's poorly organized, so I apologize for that. But basically you could do a control F to search, let's just say haste. And now you can look at all of the pieces that have haste as the first stat on it. And you can kind of go from there. So it's like, oh, I really want this piece for my chest because it has haste mastery on it. I don't know, as a prop paladin, you'd be able to go into here and be like, okay, I know it's the Abloom. So it'll auto populate that stat for you. Let's just do that. So that's kind of nice. It'll auto fill whatever piece you select. It'll show you where it's coming from. So I thought that was a nice little fix. Anyways, let me know if you have any questions. Let me know if anything is crazy incorrect. In terms of stat weight, I'm trying to base it off of both this patch ending and what tanks are running, as well as what the new tier set kind of encompasses, what talents players are going to run, and how I think stat weights are going to lean. I know Demon Hunter is probably the only one that's going to be kind of weird. Currently on live servers, they're playing very heavy crit haste or haste crit, however you want to word it. But with the increased parry chance and other parry-based talents, it's hard for me to determine if it's going to be more of a verse season or a crit season. There is a world where at 4 item level, you can probably have a good enough of both stats, but Mastery will probably be ignored. So that's probably the only tank that's, I think, weird. And maybe Blood Death Knight. Blood Death Knight, it's hard to tell because haste right now, is pretty important for Death Knight, but we've seen them stack Mastery, Crit, and Verse throughout Dragonflight so far, and with a new tier set that feels like it's revolving around haste might be as important, but maybe it's more Verse, or maybe it's more Mastery, or maybe you just go, I don't know. I'm not a Death Knight main, I don't pretend to be, so if this is incorrect in terms of stat weights, or stat priority, I should say, let me know and I'll fix it, but feel free to use a sheet. It will be in the description below, as well as the sheet holds my socials and stuff. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Just want to kind of give you that. I'm super excited for the next season. You're going to be seeing a ton of boss guides and route guides from me, as well as other tank content in the near future. So keep an eye out for that. And yeah, enjoy.